thought I'd do a review of this Toro snowblower. I've had it for a couple of years, and the model is a Power Max 826 OXE. And like I said, I've had it a couple of winters. The first winter I had it, I used it extensively because we got a lot of snow that year. And the next winter I hardly used it at all because we got next to no snow. And who knows what this winter has to show. It might be kind of in between the two, but I think I've got enough experience with this machine to give a pretty fair assessment of it. Now, this one comes with a Briggs Stratton 11.5 foot-pounds of torque engine. Now, I'm old-fashioned and I'd like to see the engine rated in horsepower, but that's not how they do it apparently anymore. But it's proven to be a real good engine so far. It's got lots of power, it starts easily, and it's not too hard on fuel, so I certainly can't complain about the engine at all. There's a few features of this machine that I really like. One of them is this, we call it a quick stick. It's like a joystick basically, and instead of having an auger which is controlled with a couple of different controls, all your auger, I shouldn't say your auger, all the chute controls are combined in this one unit here. Now if you look up front, I can swing the chute side to side just by moving the stick side to side. If I want to angle the discharge chute up or down, I simply move this lever back and forth, and the whole thing is locked in place with this lever here. So when you're not moving the lever, it stays, the linkage stays all locked up. So that's pretty slick. It allows you to control the snowblower basically with your left hand. If you've got the controls locked down, you can keep forward movement and the auger engaged, and with your right hand you can control the discharge chute, and that's pretty handy so you don't end up blowing snow all over vehicles or back in your face or whatever. So, and we can see here we've got our gear selection. We've got 6 forward speeds and 2 rearward speeds, and even in the 6th speed it's not terribly fast. This lever here controls the engagement of the auger, and this lever here controls the engagement of the drive wheels. If you've got this lever engaged, you can, while the machine is running, you can hold that down, and while holding that down, if you hold down the gear or the wheel drive, it will lock both levers in place. If I can do that here. It doesn't work as well when it's not running, but you can see that that's the auger is engaged while I've got the wheels driven, and if I let go of the wheel drive, it lets go of the auger as well. Got a headlight on here, which is good for nighttime use. Throws off a pretty good beam, and it's up high enough that it seems to be out of the way of everything, like the snow doesn't seem to interfere with it. Got an electric start here on the side. I find this machine so easy to start with the pull start that I don't think I've hardly ever used that electric start. Used it a couple of times just to see if it's working, but the machine comes with a plug. You can plug that into a 110 outlet, and the starter button is right there beside it. But like I said, the machine starts really easy without that. There's the pull start for the engine. We've got the throttle control here. This is slow to stop, and that's in the full on position, which is really where you should be operating the machine. Let's see, we've got another, this is the gas shut off for the tank. That's with the gas off, that's with the gas on. Got a priming bulb for the engine, which you should give a couple of shots before you start the engine up. On top we've got our choke, that's choke off, that's choke on. I don't find this machine needs a lot of choke unless it's really cold out. If it's if it's minus 15 degrees Celsius, you're going to need some choke, but starting it when it's just a little bit below freezing requires very little choke. This is the so-called key that comes with it. It basically locks the ignition system out. So without that in place, the machine won't run. shove it in place and it completes the circuit so that you can start the machine up. We've got a guard over the exhaust, and the discharge chute and the deflector and all that are made out of plastic. Now that might not appeal to some people, but it actually works really well because nothing seems to stick to it to any degree. You can see there's some stuff on there, it comes right off. You don't seem to get a lot of ice buildup and slush buildup, so I'm pretty happy with that. It works well. Moving around to the front, you can see, looking here, there's where the impeller is in there. We've got the auger up front, and basically this is kind of an interesting setup. The auger will feed snow into the machine, and if there's more snow than the impeller will handle, it feeds back out. So you can see over here there's a big sort of a bypass chute here. The auger feeds the snow back into the impeller, and anything it won't handle will fall right back out, so it tends not to plug up the discharge chute. So pretty good setup. And it's not a real wide machine, but it's wide enough. In fact, I had a much bigger machine beforehand that this one replaced, and this is a smaller machine with less horsepower, yet I can clear my driveway quicker than I could with the old one. And I'm actually a lot less tired when I finish using this machine than I was the old one, which was a Sears brand machine. This also has a bit of a power steering feature. There's a lever here on the grip on this side, and a lever over here. So when the machine is under power, when the drive wheels are engaged, if you pull the left hand, this basically brakes this wheel, and the right one brakes the right wheel, and it basically gives you the effect of having power steering, so it makes it a lot less tiring to use. And we got our gas tank up here. Like I said, it's pretty reasonable on gas, doesn't seem to go through a whole lot. And our dipstick, checking the oil drain. Yeah, the oil drain for changing the oil is around back here. It is this here. And basically, like I said, I've had pretty good luck with this machine so far. It's got these big lug tires, and chains don't seem to be necessary with that style of tire. They're really quite an aggressive tread pattern, and they seem to have pretty good traction even on ice. So overall, I would say this is a real good machine. It's certainly better than the one that I had before. And I'll cut to some stuff where I've been clearing snow off the driveway here. There's very, very little snow here at the moment. I'm just basically clearing it off so that it doesn't get driven and packed down into ice. But give it a little bit of use this afternoon just to clear off that small amount of snow that I got last night. Anyway, talk to you later, folks. Alright, let's do a cold start on this snowblower. Put the key or ignition lockout thing in place. A couple of primes on the priming bulb. Turn the choke on full. I've already filled the gas. Check the oil. And the throttle's over in the full position. And as soon as I pull this, my dog's going to go nuts because he doesn't like to see engine starting. But